What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ace and today I have a jam-packed episode for you guys. I get it all in with Ace King for $800 in a $1,700 pot. There's a lot of controversy around the hand. Some people think that what I did was wrong. It's the last hand of the night. Let me know what you guys think. So please watch the whole vlog, watch the whole episode, and let's get right into some cards. Oh yeah, and just wanted to give a quick shout out to Delaware Park Casino, the first casino to allow me to film. Thank you guys so much. That's where we're headed today. So let's get right into some cards. We hop into the game for $900, and while I wait for the end seat for the better view of the table, we don't have the best view for this hand, but we pick up kings right away. I'll let you guys look at them for a couple seconds. They're beautiful. There's a $10 straddle on, a limp for $10, and now the cutoff raises big to $60. It gets back to me, and I 3-bet pretty small to $180. Gets back to him, and he decides to make the call. We see a beautiful flop to start the day of Jack 7-3 Rainbow. I down bet to $120 and he makes the snap fold. So we're off to a great start, up about $200 to start. Let's keep it in the right direction. I win a bunch of small pots while I'm waiting for a better seat at the table, and we're up about $450 to start. Let's keep going. There we go, back to the usual better camera angle at the end of the table. This is my favorite view for you guys. We proceed to miss a flop with pocket sevens, but we're back on track. We're in the seat. Let's start running it up. What better way to run it up than with pocket aces? Let's see if we can win. We don't really run too well with these on the channel, but let's see what we can do here. I gotta look at these bad boys again. You don't get to see them too often. We are under the gun +1 and decide to raise to $25. As the action goes around the table, the hijack, the cutoff, and the small blind all decide to call $25, so we're going 4 ways to a flop here. Let's see if we can get a good board. Maybe we can see an ace-high board. We haven't been making the correct decisions with aces on the channel, so hopefully we can make the right ones in this hand. We see a board of 6-5-3 with 2 spades. We do have the ace of spades, so we can hit a backdoor flush. The small blind checks, and I decide to c-bet for $40. Kind of a feeler bet to just see where I'm at, see if I'm going to get raised, what's going to happen, get some value. This definitely isn't the worst board, but not the best board as well. The hijack quickly calls, the cutoff folds, and the small blind decides to call as well, so I'm not sure what I need to fade here or if I'm even ahead. The dealer collects the chips and puts out the turn, which is the 2 of clubs. Kind of a disastrous turn because now any 4 beats us, but it does bring in another flush draw. I think for a while here and decide that I need to continue betting, and I make it $55, and it's again sort of a feeler bet, sort of getting value. I don't really know, but the hijack once again quickly calls, and now the small blind folds, so we're heads up to a river here. Do we need to hit an ace? Are we behind? Are we ahead? Do we need to fade a spade? The dealer puts out the 8 of hearts. Now I decide to check. I think that there's not much to get value from, and my opponent can bluff off if he missed with spades or a straight draw or anything. And I think that's exactly what happens when my opponent just tosses $200 into the middle really quickly. I glance over at my opponent. He seems super comfortable. It's an OMC, an older gentleman. I haven't been playing at the table long, and I'm like, you know what? It's really not worth it to pay off here if he's got something big. He snap called my flop, snap called my turn. Like I said, OMC might not raise a big hand, so I frustratingly decide to let it go. And it's the wrong decision, shocker. My opponent shows 6-7 of spades for a massive draw, but just nothing, 7 high. I would have beat that, and again, we make the wrong decision. What do you guys think of this play? Let me know down below in the comments. For the next hand, we pick up pocket 10s, and we're on the button straddle. And for those of you who do not know, here they allow you to straddle on the button. So basically, I put $10 on the button, and the action actually starts on the small blind. So usually in a regular poker game, the small blind gets to act last because everyone else around the table goes, and then the small blind goes. But when the $10 straddles on the button, the small blind goes first, which is pretty crazy. So when 5 players call $10 and it's back to me, I raise it up to $75. It may look like I'm just trying to take down all the dead money, but I actually have a good hand here, so let's play a big one. But it goes around the table, and one after one, every single player folds. No complaints from me as we pick up $50 by doing nothing and seeing no flop. This brings us right into our next hand when we pick up the beautiful ace king of diamonds. We raise it up to $30 under the gun, and just the cutoff and the button make the call. So let's go 3 ways to a flop. Let's smash it, and just that we do. The flop comes ace king high. Actually, not the best because it's very hard to get value. So I c-bet way down for $30, and both players unfortunately fold. So making some hands here and not getting any value, but it's alright. Good things are coming. I thought that was funny to add while I was editing, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that little snippet. Alright, on to the next hand. We pick up a little late. We have ace 9 of spades. Under the gun raises to $25. I call in +1 right next to him, and the button decides to tag along as well. So we're going 3 ways to a flop of 3-6 jack, where we flop ourselves a flush draw on an otherwise pretty dry board. So when the initial raiser checks, I decide to take a stab for $35. The button folds, but the original raiser decides to call. So we're going heads up to a turn, which is the 5 of hearts. He checks in a pretty weird manner, so I didn't really get the sense that he was going to fold, so I decided to check back and realize my equity, and boom, we hit the flush on the river, pretty disguised because I feel like most people would continue with flush draws. I normally do, but I didn't get the sense he was going to fold, so now I decide to bet $115, and he snap folds. Like literally before I even put my chips out there, his cards are in the muck, and we take this one down. For the next hand, I pick up jacks in under the gun position. I raise it to $30, under the gun +1 calls. It folds to the cutoff, and he decides to go all in for $275. Gets back to me. I obviously snap call. Under the gun +1 folds. The cutoff decides to show his cards, and he's got ace jack of hearts. We are in amazing shape. We have 64% to win. We decide to run it one time. Let's win this. Keep going in the right direction. We'll be up $700 if we win this hand. We see the flop, and boom, ace right on the flop. The board runs clean for him, and we are losing this one. Of course, we just can't win a flip. On to the next one.
Hey, wins 500. He's angry. I'll buy it from you for 450. I'll take it. Hey, Harry, thanks so much for coming over, man. Fantastic.
Spell my name wrong.
Multi-way poker is so hard like this when you have an overpair because there's monsters under the bed. You don't know what cards are going to give your opponent sets, 2 pairs, straights, but let's try to navigate this. The flop seems good and innocent in 6-8 queen with 2 clubs out there. We do have the king of clubs, so when it checks to me, I decide to c-bet for $115, and surprisingly, only the player to my direct left makes the call. So just me and him are headed off to a turn to battle this one out, and it is one of the worst cards in the deck in the 10 of clubs. Now queen 10 beats us, jack 9 now makes a straight, the club draw gets there, oh my goodness. I check, he thinks for a little while and decides to toss out $190 in an array of different colored chips. Okay, a lot of thoughts going on in my head right now. I am upset about the aces fold. This session is not going the best for me. I can still hit a club on the river, so I decide to make the call, hopefully seeing a good river. I don't know what I need to see, but it's the jack of hearts, which is another horrible card, connects the board even more, many straights, many 2 pairs, many sets. So I check, my opponent snap checks back, I show kings, and they're good. Oh my goodness, time to win some money. He shows 5-7 offsuit. Wow, he turned a double gutter and just decided to go crazy with it. Thankfully, he did not blast off on the river because I probably would have had to made a disgusting fold, but we're on the right direction now. Now I pick up ace 10 of hearts. I raise to $25 under the gun. Seems like we're playing under the gun all day today. Middle position and the cutoff call $25, and now the big blind just goes all in for $60. I can't remember why exactly my opponent had $60. I guess he might have just lost a big hand. Maybe he bought in short and lost a big hand. I don't know, but yeah, he's all in for $60. I ask if this reopens the action. It does, so I raise it up to $225 to isolate just to get me and him heads up. Everyone else folds. It's just me and him. Let's see a run out. We're all in. We're 0 for 1 in all-ins today. Gonna need to hit an ace probably, some hearts. Who knows if we're completely dominated if he's got ace king, ace queen. But it's only $60, but it would be still nice to win because of the other $50 in there. We'll win 110, and we miss everything. My opponent shows pocket sevens, and those are going to be good to take down the pot. Will we ever win a flip? All right, for the next hand, we look down at 3-5 of clubs. Yes, you see that right, 3-5 of clubs. Let's pick up on the action a little bit late here. The hijack raised to 20, the cutoff, the button, and myself in the small blind decide to call. We smash the flop, flopping bottom pair and a flush draw. We check, it checks all the way to the button, who decides to bet around pot for $75. I decide this is a perfect hand to go with. He only had about $300 in his stack, so I check raise to about 280 to put him all in. Folds back to him, he hems and haws and decides to call. So we're off to a run out, obviously going to need to improve. We are 0 for 1 on all-ins. Can we win this one? If he doesn't have a set or two pair, which he shouldn't because he didn't snap call, we should be ahead here, so let's win this. The dealer collects the chips and we get ready to see the turn and the river. We see the king of hearts on the turn. Come on, we need the river. Nope, the 6 of hearts. But my opponent shows Jack 7 offsuit. Yep, he called my check raise all in with Jack 7 offsuit. Alright, a little frustrating, little tilting, but we're on to the next hand. Alright, I know I started the last one late, but this one's late too. We pick up Jack 10 suited on the button. There are 3 limpers, the hijack makes it $30, I call 30, and so do 2 limpers. We see a beautiful board in Queen 8-6, so we have a gutter as well as a flush draw. Checks to the hijack, who c-bets for $105, and I'm pretty tilted from last hand, and I think I can definitely push around these people, so I decide to raise to $550 here. Folds back to the hijack, who snap folds Queen Jack offsuit face up, so we're on a great table where people are opening Queen Jack offsuit and then snap folding to a raise here. I'm getting a lot of respect because I'm not really playing a lot of hands, so this worked out really well, and we pick up about $250 for doing nothing, so this is great, and we're on to the next hand. Alright, I messed up the recording again. It's super late in the night. I've been playing for 5 or 6 hours, so don't crucify me. I won't take you through the whole hand here, but I just wanted to show you that I basically picked off a bluff here and won about $250 in this hand. So when I show you this stack update, this is where a lot of the chips came from. We are sitting on roughly $1,500 when we get into the last hand of the night, and spoiler alert, it is a huge one. Alright, follow along because this hand is crazy. We pick up ace-king offsuit on the button, and a little preface to this hand, the person to my direct left is a rich horse breeder from around here, and he announced he was going to make this $100 blind, but he's in the small blind, so everyone else at the table gets to act first, knowing that he's going to make it $100. So the cutoff decides to call $100, but he didn't say anything, so technically he just limped in. I raised to $40 knowing that the small blind is going to make it 100. So that's what happens. The small blind makes it 100. Now the cutoff calls 100 and it's back on me. And since I raised to $40, I have the chance to re-raise here. So I make it $340. The person on my left, the horse breeder, folds. And the cutoff thinks and says, you know what? I'm all in for $800. Obviously, I'm not going anywhere. I call. And we're going off to a flop here with ace-king, $1,600 in the middle. This will make or break my night. If I lose this hand, I'll have played for 6-7 hours and lost money. If I win, I'll be up massive, maybe my second biggest cash out ever. We're headed to a flop, which comes ace-2-2. Hopefully my opponent's drawing close to dead. The turn's a jack. The river's a 5. My opponent says, yeah, GG's, I'm good. That's a loss. I'm out of here. And I want your opinion on this because a player at the end of the table says that what I did was kind of scummy, knowing that the guy was going to raise to $100, so I made it 40 so I could re-raise. But listen, at the end of the day, this is poker. I'm not here to be really friends with anybody. I'm here to make money, and I think anybody would really do that because I don't want to go to a 3-ways bomb pot, $100. I didn't agree to anything. The guy just announced he was going to make it 100. I didn't say anything. I kept my mouth shut, so I did what I had to do. And I mean, at the end of the day, the cutoff didn't have to go all in. He could have just folded or flatted the 340. Who knows? But I don't know. I want your opinion on this, and I want you guys to let me know if you would have done the same thing. I don't think it was scummy, and I think it actually was a little scummy for the person to say that. Like, I feel like he was just kind of salty that he didn't get to do what I got to do. But anyways, that wraps up a crazy session. Thank you guys for watching. This is definitely my longest vlog, so if you're still listening, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Hopefully you guys like the longer vlog, and let's head to the outro. Wow, back in the car. As you guys can see, a crazy episode. We wound up winning $1,550 in 6.5 hours of play. Crazy session, ups, downs, tons of all-ins, tons of swings. I loved it there. Definitely gonna head out to Delaware Park again. If you guys ever go there or want to meet up with me there, let me know. Let's play there. Let's have some big games. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, have a great day.